Paperboy News here to deliver y'all that daily report. Now this OG Hoover, who goes by the name Damion Porter, was basically saying that no matter what people say on social media about Milk not being from Hoover, he is. Now in this particular story that Damion Porter was talking about, he said Milk got hemmed up for a blammer, in which they sent him up to LA County Jail for a day. Then he got transferred to Wayside. Now when Milk landed at Wayside, he got escorted off of the bus and they took him to a little room where they gave him his blankets and told him which dorm he was going to. And he said when Milk arrived at his dorm, he got approached by a dude from Playboy Gangsta Crip and another white boy. And Damion Porter said salutes up to Milk 74 because he didn't fold, and he told both of those individuals that he's from Hoover. And he said that's when that Playboy Gangsta Crip member was happy because he finally got somebody in there that they're allies with. Then he said the Playboy Gangsta Crip member told Milk to come upstairs with him. And he said when Milk went up there with him, it was nothing but stone cold chillers up there waiting for him. And he said as Milk was walking down the line, different people was banging they set on him. And he said when he got close to the end of the line, lo and behold, it was the original C-Mac from 5'5" Crip, who later on changed his name to Chicken Wing. And Damion Porter said Big C-Mac got one deformed arm because he got shot there. But he said one thing he admired about Chicken Wing or Big Crip Mac is, even though one of his arms was no good, whenever he seen an enemy, he was pressing the line. And he said even when Big C-Mac squabbles with somebody, he don't want them to show him no mercy just because one of his arms is no good. Then Damion Porter says on top of that, a dude from Rolling 40's crib banked on Milk and told them where he from. And Milk stood his ground and said he from Westside Hoover. And that dude said, Mando, we gotta get down. And Milk agreed to it. And he said the best time to get your squabbles out the way is during chow time, because it's crowded and everybody's lined up for chow. And the police is busy because they running chow to multiple dorms. But they're all still in line for chow, which gives a lot of opportune time for them to get their fades out the way. Now he said on this particular day, while they were in line for chow, the Hoover's enemies called Milk to come to the back to get his squabbles out the way. And he said earlier that day that 40 Crip member got out, so it was just Chicken Wing, aka Big Crip Mac, that wanted his fade. And Damion said as soon as Milk 74 went to the back, they immediately got the squabbling. And Damion Porter said from his understanding, Milk 74 took off first. And he admitted that that squabble lasted for a little while, and after they caught their fade, they left separate ways. And Damion Porter said as Milk was walking away, Chicken Wing, aka Big Crip Mac, called Milk 74, and when he turned around, he dissed Hoover. Now Damion Porter said sometimes after people are done catching fade with their enemies, they shake each other's hand, then go sit down with each other and bust a spread or eat soup together. But he said sometimes after you catch your squabble, emotions are still high, and some people want to squabble again, which was the case with Big C-Mac and Milk. And Damion Porter said as soon as Milk heard Chicken Wing or Big Crip Mac diss the Hoovers, he immediately turned around and said what? Then he disrespected Crip Mac as well as the neighborhoods and their dead homies. And he said when Crip Mac heard that, they immediately fought again. And Damion Porter said they fought for 2-3 minutes, then they stopped again. And he said after him and Chicken Wing, aka Crip Mac, got their fades out the way, their beef was over. Then he paused for a little bit and said for the moment. Now he said the very next day, a dude named YG Goldie from 107 Hoover enters the dorm. And he said whenever somebody from Hoover enters the dorm, whoever his homies caught fade with, he gotta catch their back fades. Which means whoever Milk fought from his opposition, he's gonna have to fight them too with a head up fade, meaning one-on-one with all of them. But he said YG Goldie from 107 Hoover didn't want to catch fade with Crip Mac or anybody. Now Damion Porter said mind you, Milk just ran back-to-back fades with Crip Mac. And then here comes a dude from Main Street Crip entering their dorm. And Damion Porter said Milk 74 immediately pushed up on him and asked him where he from. And when he said Main Street, and Milk told him he from Hoover, the Main Street told him that he need that. And Milk replied back by saying that's Mando. And even though Milk caught back-to-back fades with Crip Mac, he still caught his fade with that Main Street later on that night. And he said the reason why he gives Milk so much praise and props is because after he caught fade with that Main Street, he again fought Crip Mac for the third time. And Damion Porter said when the Hoovers started seeing Milk doing his thing in there, they started politicking on YG Goldie. Cause not only did he not catch any backfades, but he didn't squabble with none of his enemies. And they told him, you either gonna catch Milk's backfades or you gonna have to roll it up. And he said, long story short, when he caught fade with Big Crip Mac and that dude from Main Street, he just basically stood there and let them punch on him. And he didn't fight back. And he said the thing that made him mad was, after he got his ass whooped, he had the nerves to look at Milk 74 saying that he wants his fade. And Damion Porter said Milk 74 said no problem and they called fade. And he said that was Milk's 5th fight in 2 days. And Damion Porter said after that fight, the police started chattering in there saying that Milk 74 is starting to become a problem in there. Which is why they sent them back to LA County Jail. And Damion Porter already explained that story, and I did too on my previous video. But according to Damion Porter, Milk 74 has been holding it down, and what you see on social media is not who he was or who he is in the streets. But y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in that comment section. Paperboy Newsstand. Y'all be safe and stay dangerous out there. Gone.